Okay, right here where the water's lying, this is definitely one leak right here where the seam is lifted. We need to take black smooth and go right down this seam right in front of the second skylight out of the 4 off the front wall. Here's the front wall, street side, second skylight. Right here is the seam that's lifted. Okay, back B at the last skylight, also another seam that's lifted. We need to run some black smooth all the way down this seam. Here's where it's lifted right here also, right down the same seam. And this pipe right here, all the way in the back roof, needs to be reflashed with black smooth. And I'm going to check the rest of the roof, see what I've got. Okay, this is on the back wall where my foot is. If you see that right there, needs to be flashed. This entire last seam of the roof. Bring it out to at least the vent pipe here, and then we'll flash the pipe. So this is the back of the roof. Here's the very back, and it's the last seam on the wall. And it goes all the way here to the pipe, and then we'll flash the pipe also. Okay, so far this is what I have. I want to go 60 feet, very last seam on the back of the roof from the wall, from this back wall, right, flash this whole seam around this pipe and to the other wall, the very back seam. Then go to the back of the first skylight. One seam away. I want to go all the way across wall, 60 feet, all the way around and flash this seam where the water's lying. It's one seam off the last skylight. Then what we need to do is go to the third skylight then from the back and redo this entire seam, wall to wall. And now let me check the other half of the roof. Okay, the third skylight just on the opposite side is another seam that we need to do that's wide open, wall to wall. That's 3 60-foot seams. There's also a seam right by the last skylight that needs to be reflashed. End to end is bad. Also, this wall from the middle of the last skylight, completely wide open. The whole wall's open. We need to flash this and make sure it's tight to the wall. It's all wide open. Goes all the way down to the front, and the entire front wall needs to be reflashed. All this is wide open and water behind it. this whole front wall. Okay, so in essence, this is what we have from what I see. We also have to reflash this pipe. This is the first pipe here and the last pipe in the back. And then we have several seams in between that need to be reflashed. Here's one right here by the first skylight, this whole seam. Go to the second skylight just in front. We need to do this whole seam. Then we're going to go to the third skylight. And we're good there. But the fourth skylight, we need to redo this seam also, all the way across where the water's lying here. Let's see where it's getting in. So in essence, we have 4 seams, and then the last seam on the back roof where this wall is open, and then we have an entire front wall and this pipe also. This is the back of the roof. I don't want to take black smooth and flash this wall, entire front wall, and 30 feet off of each side. 30 foot from the corner back on this wall, 30 foot back from the corner on this wall, and the entire front wall. And the seams that I mentioned by each skylight, and the back seam and pipe. And this pipe here. Also, we have a seam here that I like to flash. The third seam from this dish is this one, and flash it all the way to the pipe, skylight.